So let's go to the in-betweens very quickly. We know Jesus puts mud on this person's eyes. I like the analogy, but we're not allowed to infer and extrapolate into Scripture by opinion. So this is purely my opinion. This is not according to Scripture. But I love the analogy because you use this clay to heal. Where do we come from? Clay. A good reminder that we all have feet of clay. The Bible tells us that. You have feet of clay. Why? Because you are just as much a sinner in need of salvation than anyone else is. So he takes clay as a healing process. God spoke and there was light. And God took clay and he breathed and there formed a man. Yeah, Jesus takes clay on the guy's eyes. In fact, it says anointed. So he probably prayed. And he goes and wash yourself. The guy immediately sees. So I'm inferring that into the thing. It's not what the Bible emphatically is saying. But I like the analogy just so that you know. 2 Corinthians 4:7 says this, but we have this treasure in jars of clay. What jar? You the jar. You're a jar of clay, to show that the surpassing power belongs to God and not to us. So Jesus heals the blind man on the Sabbath. Let's just get to that very quickly. The Pharisees, you know what they did? Do you know what it means to be chucked out of the synagogue? Listen to me very carefully, family. We don't have an understanding what it means to be chucked out of the synagogue. The synagogue was not just a place of worship. The synagogue was the entire Jewish culture. The entire Jewish culture was there. There was a place of worship, but that's where I get to meet my Mikeys, talk to my family, buy a potato from you, sell a guava to you, and everything around the Jewish culture revolved around the synagogue. It was their way of life. And when they chucked this man out, him and his mom and dad, by the way, they were cast out of the Jewish system. You don't belong. If you come here, we will kill you. Do you see the price the blind man paid? A great price. Just because he was blind. And Jesus just happened to heal him. And they cast him out as a Gentile dog. Him, his mother, and his father were cast out from the synagogue, the Jewish way of life. And I've told you about the chicken and the egg, but for those who weren't here, the Pharisees were so super religious. You know, there's 613 laws in the book of Deuteronomy and Leviticus. 613 laws that God gave. But they went beyond law. They were so stupid and so self-absorbed that if a chicken were to lay an egg on the Sabbath, they would take the egg, cook it and have a nice meal, but kill the chicken the next day for daring to lay the egg on the Sabbath. How stupid. God made a chicken so that you and I, for free, to have an egg from a creation of God, that you might enjoy an egg, a cooked egg. And then you go and kill the chicken for laying the egg. How stupid. How self-righteous.